We should. Theme music that we're pretending to play. It has started, but it hasn't. But we're here. This is Comic Uno. This is going to be our last Q&A on the YouTube for Like Father, Like Daughter, because we have like 3 days left, and we are so close to 200 backers. We are so hoping we could get this by the end of the campaign. We're at like 191. We just got like 3 backers, I guess a couple hours ago. So, 192 now. We're 8 backers away. So we just got a backer just now. So thank you, whoever backed. Let me see who it was. Bruce Shipman just back, so thank you. I really appreciate that. So we have 8 more backers. So maybe we could get a couple more during the show. You can ask us questions. We'll, talk about the trade. We're going to talk about issue 5. We'll talk all different cool stuff. And we got Wayne here officially for this one, so that's going to be fun. And I'm going to pass it on to Jay. So Jay, what's up?
Well, Wayne gave me an interesting idea for a first question. All right, so I want to know.
All right, let's hear.
Wait, what's that? What?
You gave me an interesting idea for a first question.
Oh, man, it's definitely
a lot of people ask. No, a lot of people ask about an animated series and all that. Wayne mentioned a theme song. Would your theme song for Like Father, Like Daughter be words or instrumental?
Oh man,
definitely words.
Yeah, I would want words because I feel like we haven't had that in a long time for a TV show, and I'm guessing you would talk like a TV show because.
Yeah. And if I had my choice, I would definitely want Lady Gaga to do it.
No, it has to be. Yes! It has to be like Rocky, or like not Rocky the movie, but like rock music.
Rocking.
Yeah, rocking.
I'm sorry, Lady Gaga can't rock it. Have you listened to some of her stuff?
Yeah, no, she's just like more like a belter, and she's great. I love Lady Gaga. If Lady Gaga was like,
you want more Joan Jett.
Yeah, Joan.
Hey, Joan Jett, I go with Joan.
Yeah, I want more of like a rocker than a ballad person. But if Lady Gaga came up to me and said, "Hey, I want to make a theme song for you," I'll be like, "Okay, Lady Gaga, make a theme song for me."
Yeah, that's so not going to happen.
No,
so like a Pink Ellen thing, like when Ellen was like, "I want to do your theme song," and she's like, "Go for it,"
Exactly. So but I would even say Pink would probably be a better choice, just because I feel like that's the tone of
Pink because she's from Philly.
Just that's it.
Pink's from Philly. She's a Philly girl.
Yeah, definitely would have to have words, be a rock song.
For sure.
Not just instrumental.
Nah, cool. I mean, Buffy did well with the instrumentals, but yeah, no, I want words. I just want to go classic. Like, I want people sing a song.
Had that stuck in their head.
Yeah. Maybe we could have the Golden Girls theme song play. Thank you for.
There is a rock version of that out there.
Oh my God! Now I want to draw that. I want to draw Casey and Wes and Steph and Vulnerable would be Sophia.
Yes, let's see it. Let's see it happen.
All right, who's who? Who's who on there? Which of the Like Father, Like Daughter characters are which of the?
I'm not hardcore Golden Girls fan to answer that, so I'll pass it on.
Well, you got Rose is the ditzy one. You got Blanche is the loose one, let's say. Dorothy is the smart, all together, put together one. And Sophia is the wisecracking one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I would have to go if I was to list the 4 into the Golden Girls thing. I would have to go Invulnerable as Sophia because of the age.
Oh, I could get that.
And I definitely would have to go Casey as oh my God,
Dorothy.
B. Arthur, yeah. Dorothy, yes, Dorothy. Casey was Dorothy because she's the smart ass. She's the tough one. Mm-hmm. She's the smart aleck. She's the confident. She has anger issues. Definitely fits in with the Dorothy character. Anger issues, totally. Come on. Blanche, I would have to say Blanche would be Steph.
I think she has to fall into that category because then Wes has to be
Rose.
Yeah, Rose.
Because Wes is just all comic books, and Rose is just all Minnesota.
See, I would switch Invulnerable and Wes because I think Wes would have all the stories from comic books. Like, picture it: Spider-Man, 142, you know, instead of like picture it, Sicily, 1942. And then Invulnerable will be the one who doesn't really get what everyone else is talking about.
But no. I have to disagree because Rose would always tell these stories in St. Olaf, wherever the heck that is. St. Olaf with all these weird stories. And that would be Wes like talking about comic books to the rest of the group. They're just like, what?
I can see that too.
I think they all have a little piece of the Golden Girls in them. That's the truth.
I want to do all that.
You should.
I just want to do the opening sequence and just like still panel with that theme song.
Oh, for sure.
I love that. Yeah. If you do it, I'll put the music in the background.
I will definitely come up with a couple pages for that, just because it's so funny.
It's so awesome. I'm a Golden Girls fan. I don't care what anybody says. I like them. I watch them.
My mom's a big Golden Girls fan. I've seen them on and off.
That's why your mom is my favorite Calamia.
I know.
I told you, your mom's my favorite person in your family.
I remember when my mom wanted me to shut up. I was talking really loud, and she was trying to watch Golden Girls. And my friends have a joke about this. She was putting up Golden Girls higher. It's like, what is that? And then you're just hearing the Golden Girls theme song so high. And it's just like, and I said, Mom, why are you putting that TV up so? It's like, because you won't shut up. And I'm trying to watch the Golden Girls. So anytime my mom wants me to shut up, I always sing the Golden Girls theme song.
I'm just picturing your mom like Sophia sitting there going, why don't you shut up and leave?
Pretty much. Yeah, she was a bit pissed off that I was ruining her Golden Girls moment, but I will never forget that.
I sing when the song comes on. I sing it to whoever is like in a room, and I do like all the act. I'm like, thank you for being a friend. I'm like, and if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew.
One of my favorite
I go all like I do these like really bad gestures that people are like, oh my god, you're just so embarrassing. Shut the hell up.
One of my favorite comic moments is Spider-Gwen singing the Golden Girls theme song.
I have to get Kat at a con. I have to go to the con where Kat is at, and I will do it at the con in front of everyone to Kat.
Oh God.
Kat, I need to know what issue that was of Spider-Gwen, because I need a copy of that.
I think it was volume 2, and it was like towards the middle, but I don't remember the exact issue. But I'll find it for you, Wayne. I'll find it.
I definitely have to get that issue. I'll go to comic book stores and be like looking around like, hey, what's up? Look at Spider-Gwen. You're an old guy. What are you looking for Spider-Gwen for? She sang Golden Girls theme song.
And I think Fresh Prince is also in that issue. And it's a really good one. She's fighting the Green Goblin. Her version of the Green Goblin is good stuff.
You know, we need to make a trip out to Jersey to Kevin Smith comic book shop.
Yeah.
And just be like walking in, hi, yeah, we're just looking for the issue of Spider-Gwen where she sings the Golden Girls song. And they're just be looking at us like, what?
Really? It would have been funny doing it if he still had the show. Comic book
guy. True. Yeah.
That should be on DC Universe. I mean, he's got it in there. Be like, yo, show.
Yeah.
Bring back my comic book guys.
I know, but he's thin now, so I'm kind of like, is that Kevin? I don't know. I mean, I'm thinner too, so
I know it's something. It's something when comedians lose weight. Like Melissa Peterman did that when she lost weight in season 6 of Reba. I was like, she doesn't look the same.
Yeah, I know.
It's not her. It doesn't feel the same. Then when she gained some of it back and she was on Baby Daddy, I was like, that's Melissa Peterman. It's just something about them.
Has anybody seen Hollyweed? Is that out yet?
I haven't. I haven't heard of that. No, I haven't.
No.
You haven't heard about it? That's his new movie.
Yeah, that's the one that he was promoting hardcore at.
I missed that.
I gotta see it. I haven't seen. I love Kevin Smith. I'm from the '90s. Jay, you're with me, brother. You remember Mallrats? You remember Clerks? Yes. You remember?
I watched Mallrats. I watched them because Shannon Dottery was in it. That was my reason why I went there, because I had a crush on Shannon Dottery.
That was a very 90s thing to say.
What, like in the backseat of a Volkswagen?
Yeah, I know that he had released a zombie Canadian movie. That was the latest I heard of his stuff. But after I didn't know about Hollyweed, I have to look into that one.
That's a zombie Canadian movie.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called. Something Hosers, Yogurt Hosers. I don't know, something like that. I don't remember, but
I can't get behind the idea, the concept of Canadian zombies. They got to be so nice. It's like,
I was just gonna say, are they polite and say like, "Excuse me, can I please eat your eyeball?"
Yeah, right.
Do you have some brains for me?
Yeah, I just want to nibble on your ear. Is that okay?
I'm sure that's the whole movie.
We're from Canada.
How some brains? How boot some brains?
I just feel like that should be an episode of Walking Dead where the Canadian zombies going in. Excuse us, pardon us. Do you mind? Can we just get a little bit of this?
I would watch that. Yeah, I would definitely watch that episode of The Walking Dead. They sell me again. But anyways, going back to like Father Like Daughter, we went on a little tangent.
I'm just looking up the name of this.
It was like Yogurt Housers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was called. We do have a question from Scotty. This is for Wayne. What were some of your favorite characters to draw growing up?
My favorite characters growing up. Oh man, I'm a total Marvel boy, but I was around when Image came out. Spawn, I really was big on Spawn when it first came out. Probably one of the biggest ones. I still love one of my favorite villains of all time. One of my favorite characters. I love to draw him. Magneto. I love Magneto. I've always loved Magneto from the X-Men. Always drawn to him, his story, his character, who he is, and yet he's a bad guy, but he's kind of a good guy, but he's a bad guy. And I love that complexity of him. And I love drawing him. He's just with the metal shoulder pads and the long cape and that helmet. Awesome. Jack Kirby at one of his best designs is the Magneto outfit. Come on. Also Wolverine. Everybody loved Wolverine back in the 80s and the 90s. I mean, he was the thing. Colossus. I was and Nightcrawler. Colossus, Nightcrawler, and Wolverine were my three favorite characters to draw. I would just draw those guys goofing around, destroying things, fighting bad guys. If I could do a Marvel comic my own, I would just take those three characters and maybe throw in Storm and just call it X-Men First Class or X-Men Old School. X-Men Old School is what I'd call it. And just draw those guys with Magneto out there doing crazy crap.
That sounds like a fun one.
It would be.
I used to draw Superman and Spider-Man a lot. And one of my first comics I ever drew, and I still have it at my mom's house in her basement, I think it is. It's Spider-Man having a son with MJ. And he came from the future to come back to make sure that he was conceived. It was like he had to make sure that his mom didn't die so he could be born in the future.
It's creative.
It was time travel. It had to be me.
That's true.
I like time travel stories. So
yeah. Kat, who was one of your favorite characters growing up?
Well, growing up, always Spider-Man, and I enjoyed the X-Men a lot as well. I couldn't draw.
And she found Spider-Girl, and all of it fell to the wayside.
Yeah, no. Also, Kitty. Kitty was like I was a big X-Men Evolution fan, so Kitty was like between Spider-Man and Kitty, they were both my first favorite superhero. And then Spider-Girl came, and Kitty got the second slot. But and Spider-Man's number 5 now. But yeah, and Barbara Gordon. I always liked the Batgirl characters and Batman in general. Stuff I really liked. Teen Titans I enjoyed a lot. Yeah. Supergirl. I read a lot of Supergirl. Yeah, read a lot of stuff growing up. And now look at me now.
The first movie I've ever seen was I wasn't even old enough to know what I was watching, but I was told it was Superman the movie.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I remember
the first movie my dad took me to.
I remember trying to fly with a freaking red towel around my neck when I was a kid when I saw that movie. We all did. That's what we did. We fell down. We got up. It was okay.
I had a whole Underoos set, and I had to always wear the red rubber rain boots. You remember rain boots? Everybody wore rain boots when we were kids. And
I can't believe you brought up Underoos. I haven't heard about that in forever, man.
I always had them on. I I was Superman all the day long.
I was Spider-Man. I had the Spider-Man
I remember I wore a Spider-Man shirt to go to the doctors. Me and my cousin, we were going to get vaccinations for school and all. And my cousin was like wearing the Superman shirt, so I wore the Spider-Man shirt that day. I was not happy about wearing the Spider-Man shirt because he wanted to wear the Superman shirt, so I had it. I couldn't wear the Superman shirt. It was the thing. But we went there and he was crying because he didn't want to get the needle. And she was like, so Spider-Man's tougher than Superman? I went and I said, that's because I'm supposed to be Superman.
Actually, I'm thinking about doing Superman for Halloween this year.
Ah, nice.
I like doing Clark Kent. I like going as Clark Kent because I don't have to do anything. I just, I can go to work with it. I just wear my suit that I wear to work. I wear my t-shirt underneath it. I just undo a couple buttons and I put my glasses on that I'm supposed to wear every day. And I have a Daily Planet press badge that I got from Wizard. So I have one of those. I also have an Avengers identification card and a Justice League of America identification card and a JSA identification card. Wizard gave out some really cool stuff back in the day.
I got that beat, Joe. I got that beat. I don't know where it is now. It's probably somewhere in a box. But I had one of the old X-Men mutant registration cards.
I have a diploma from the Xavier Institute of Higher Learning.
Shut up. You do not.
Yeah, it came with the Wizard.
Oh, man. That's
Wizard
cool.
gave away the diploma.
I have a Dazzler album.
Dazzler sucks.
I could bring it
That's
down.
who's worse than Aquaman there.
Oh my God.
Come on.
Aquaman. I'm getting you guys Aquaman underoos.
No. I don't need Aquaman
I had them. I had them when I was a kid. I had the whole Justice League except for Wonder Woman. I had Flash. I had Spider-Man. I had Flash, Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, Green Lantern. Let's see who else I had. I had Robin. I had them all. Like every
one I wanted, but they never made was Captain America underoos.
I'm surprised they didn't make that.
I know.
I just had the T-shirt with him. That's it. I had the T-shirt of Captain America as a kid.
That was one of my favorite characters. I always wanted to draw him. I always want to draw him, but I can never draw him great. Don't
draw him sideways with the boob, like one really huge.
Oh, the Rob Liefeld? Rob Liefeld?
Just don't do that. Just don't do that.
I'm a German female model, yeah. I'm like, oh my God, you're on the East German swim team.
And he looked German. He looked Russian. Like that.
It was awful.
His Captain America looks Russian.
Oh, the night. You know what's really funny? So I don't think even Wayne's seen the script. I don't know when we'll make it, but I did a Comic-Con story for like Folly Goddard. Just like if we could make a Comic-Con story in general, because we go to a lot of cons. So I wanted to make it that way we could sell it one day. But I don't know when we're gonna make it. So I made it. And it's cool, and I'll spoil this, but it's a little teaser, is that they go to a Comic-Con, and Casey sees all these different Invulnerables, and one Invulnerable is a 90s Invulnerable, and then Casey asks, like, why is there cardboard on Invulnerable's feet? He said, don't ask, it was the 90s, because it's the bomb, because he couldn't draw the feet. So
if we do, can we have her, like meet Rob Liefeld? Like, hi, I'm Rob Liefeld. She's like, who?
Oh man, yeah, that'd be fun. I don't know if I can use his likeness though, but we could. I think the biggest tease we can give is probably
you should be able to use a public figure. You should be able to use a public figure.
Tonight, you guys made me realize why I hated Rob Liefeld so much. Artwork. I was a huge New Mutants fan with the X-Men, and he was the one who killed them off, the New Mutant title, and it ticked me off to no end. And I was like, you bastard Rob Liefeld, I'd kick your ass with the #2 pencil right now. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons why, if you hear me go on a rant about Rob Liefeld, that's the main reason why I don't like Rob Liefeld. I was a huge New Mutant fan. I've read every episode. I loved it. And then he came on board, and I was okay with the weird artwork. It was kind of kooky, and then he was starting writing some of it, and I'm like, this is what the hell is going on here? And then New Mutants died, and X-Force or something like that came out of it with Cable.
Yeah, X-Force, yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, ah! Why'd you do that? I love this series, and you ruined it. So, yeah.
Oh, and welcome Nitro to the show. I hope Nitro, if you want to buy our book, I'll send you a link. And we got Justin in the comments as well. Let me just get the link to the Kickstarter Nitro. I'm gonna @you. Sorry. Go on.
Anybody got any questions about the Kickstarter issue 5?
Yeah, issue 5. If you have any questions about that, I'd love to answer.
We have a question about like Father Like Daughter.
Cool.
Legend says, "What comics do you think Stephanie would be into?"
Oh, I already know.
Also, what cartoons would Casey and the gang be into?
Well, let's answer the cartoons first, then we could do Stephanie's comics. I already know Stephanie's comics, and I wrote that in the Comic-Con issue too. This Comic-Con issue, guys, you have to annoy Sean to get a Comic-Con issue.
I don't know.
I got a different idea for her.
I got a different one too. I want to take a guess. Can I take a guess? You don't have to answer, but I want to take a guess.
Yeah, go for it.
Gem and the Holograms.
No, but I mean, I guess she could be into both of those, but I don't see with Spider-Gwen.
I was saying because Spider-Gwen has so much music influence.
It is, but I think if Casey saw her reading Spider-Gwen, he'd get a little upset. So I think Stephanie's like, no superheroes, so she wouldn't read a superhero book. So Gem and Holograms would be close, but it's like 80s, so she's not an 80s kid. So I don't know if she'd know what Gem and the Holograms is. So I always said Love and Rockets because that's very musically influenced, and Strangers in Paradise I think she'd really like. So
Heavy Vinyl.
I totally can see those.
Yeah, Heavy Vinyl. So I don't think she would like the superhero stuff, but she'd like get really like she'll sneak an indie in there. Like she has a pull list, but it's like 2 books she'll get, and she'll have like Wes get it for her. You know, I think that's I think that's her comic pull list. I've thought about it. After our annual issue, which is also in the trade, go get it. I thought, I think Stephanie bought a book there she really liked, and when she'll go once a month and pick up her 2 books. You know, I think that's Stephanie's pull list now. Because in my mind, what happened?
Yeah, I was gonna say, go ahead.
I was gonna say in my mind, what was I gonna say? Now I lost it, huh? I had something about Stephanie. Oh, in my mind, I think Stephanie's a reader too, but nothing school wise. I think before she goes to bed, she'll read a nice, real book. That's always something in my head for her. But she's not good at school, so she's good at outside school stuff. So she likes reading something that's not for school.
I just want to draw romance novels.
I don't think she reads romance novels, but
I just think it would be funny. It would be funny.
I just want to draw Wes going to the comic book store, picking up her fix, and then secretly behind behind the Kentucky Fried Chicken, handing it to her in a brown bag. Here, don't tell Casey.
I like that idea too.
What cartoons would they all watch?
Cartoons. I don't think Casey watches cartoons. I really don't.
I think she might watch Daria, whatever you want to say.
I don't think she watches TV that much. I think if she's watching TV, it's a reality show. I really don't think she's a TV watcher. Stephanie, I could see the Beavis and Butthead, Daria stuff for Stephanie. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Wes would definitely be Young Justice.
Yeah, Wes is
Metal Opticus. What is that? Metal Opticus?
Is that a Adult Swim cartoon? Probably?
Yeah.
I could see that.
My sons watch that.
I'll be right back. Okay.
I could definitely see that. And Vulnerable, I think he likes classics.
Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
he likes the Looney Tunes,
Betty Boop and stuff like that. And well, not Betty Boop, but Doug. I could see him totally being into the cartoon Doug.
That's a hidden one. I think it missed his generation, but maybe Casey. I guess Casey. I don't know. That's her. It's missed her generation too, because that was my generation. So I think she wouldn't have watched Doug. I guess there's reruns on now. There's on Nicktoons. They have Doug stuff. So maybe she caught it and Invulnerable liked it. That was a really good question. We had another one. Let's see. We had a couple. well, you could always talk to your operations manager about doing a short. About gold. I don't know if we do a Golden Girls short, but I think maybe a print, you know? We could do a print of that. Legends X, what reality show would the gang of like Father Daughter most go into? I feel like we actually talked about this in the webcomic. Casey likes cooking shows, so that's her thing. Hell's Kitchen, stuff like that. Stephanie, The Voice, things like that. I don't think she's religious with that though. It's so mainstream. I don't know if she's a mainstream person. She'd be like, I think she'd like watch an episode, like a clip on YouTube. It's like, oh, that was pretty good.
I think if they were all to be on a reality show, the only way to do it with them would be Survivor, because the only way you're going to get them to do it is to put them on an island where they can't get off.
Right. Well, me and Jay, we did our Big Brother RPG, and I put Stephanie and Casey in it, and that was fun. So
wait, Big Brother.
Yeah, Big Brother.
I love Big Brother.
Yeah, so we did.
This season's awesome. I'm loving it.
I haven't. I actually should be watching it, but I don't watch it. But I know the rules, so yeah, that'd be fun to see them on that. But what does
you're
Wes
not
watch?
watching this season? You are missing one of the greatest seasons ever.
Oh, is it good this season? Maybe I'll watch back. It's just like a time.
There is an alliance called Level 6.
Whoa!
Which is just fun up. They have destroyed everyone else in the house.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have an alliance, man.
Nobody, like, they're almost down to just the level 6 characters. And I mean, it's amazing. There have been where the other side had the HOH, and they got the other side HOH to vote out the other guys, his own alliance members.
Wow, yeah.
I'm just like, how did that just happen? That is amazing. It really, you got to watch this. I got it on my DVR. I might watch it again tonight. It was great. It was awesome.
I have to watch this season. It sounds intense. But yeah, I don't know if Casey I think Stephanie would do very well in Big Brother. Casey would not.
No.
Although,
Casey.
Ironically, you want to hear? When we did our RPG, Casey won because of Stephanie. Because Stephanie was in the house and Stephanie made her likable. And then Casey won. And Stephanie got out like fourth. She got out like the 4th place. And I mean, she was cool with it. And then Casey baked a cake for one of the characters, and that's how she won. Wes wasn't. He missed out. He almost got in, but he wasn't picked. So Wes would have done well, I think, too. But yeah, Stephanie helped Casey out, and Casey won.
He would have got mid-level. Mid-level.
Yeah. Stephanie was great though. She did a good job. She was likable enough, and then Casey won it. It was crazy. I
just thought of a cool comic idea. We got to do an issue where some kind of freaking evil genius takes Steph, Wes, and Casey into like a reality TV show where they have to die.
Oh man, I mean that'd be a fun
kind of like a Court of Owls kind of thing with Batman.
Yeah,
and that would be awesome. I would love that.
We gotta get more like offshoot issues. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully we could do those.
That would
support
be
the Kickstarter so we can.
Yeah.
We got a couple
Become number 200.
Yeah, please. We're so close to 200. We truly are. So hopefully you guys can support. And then Scotty asks, what would Stephanie, Wes, and Casey do if they woke up and they were in a zombie apocalypse? Casey'd be fine because she can't get bit.
Totally.
She's got vulnerability. Stephanie, I think she'd, get a gun, shoot some people. I don't think she'll have a problem with that. Wes
would be like the Boy Scout know-it-all.
Yeah, he would know about zombies. He'd help us like, in Walking Dead this happened. So honestly, I think all 3 of them would do fine in a zombie apocalypse.
I wouldn't be surprised if Wes, underneath his bed, had a pre-made zombie apocalypse box waiting for it to happen. In case it happens.
Oh, for sure. He's hey, again, you never know. May a one-shot issue. We could do a zombie issue.
That would be awesome. And that box would be like Lucille from Walking Dead.
Yes. Oh yeah.
A baseball bat with barbed wire. Why not?
Yeah, I think Wes would have that. Or at least a fake
one. My wife wants one. Are you kidding me? And she's not a comic book nerd. She's just a Walking Dead nerd.
Yeah.
So, and I've already know so many comic book nerds. How many comic book nerds have the baseball bat with the freaking blood and the barbed wire?
Oh yeah. It's a big thing. So we got another question, Scotty. Question for Kat: how fast can you recite your Comic-Con pitch for like Father Daughter? Real fast. It's about a high school girl. Father left her to become a full-time superhero. Everyone in the world loves him except for her, and then she inherits his abilities. So you gotta find out what happens next. So that is the Comic-Con pitch. Let's see what else we got. Justin said Stranger's Paradise. Cool. The Real Manos, I could see Casey reading some young adult books. I don't think Casey's a reader. Do you think Casey's a reader, Wayne?
No, totally not. Totally not. I think she's a movie girl, but
yeah,
really.
I think she's like a Netflix girl. Like,
yeah, totally.
On that, but I don't think she's a young adult.
Hang on a second. I'll be right back.
No worries. Yeah, I don't think she's a young adult novel person. That was a good question, though. Let me post the link as well.
Hi. You ready to go to bed? Okay.
Wayne's gonna be back. Let's see what other questions we got. Yeah, Justin says Casey doesn't hit me as a cartoon person. Yeah, I don't think so. Gotti, and this is for me and Wayne, and Jay's back. Wayne's gonna come back. So the last question we had, Jay, was the last comment was Casey doesn't hit me as a cartoon person. So we're up to Scotty's question if you want to read that.
All right, for Kat, I posted some of my favorite images from like Father and Daughter, and
the one before that, Jay, the other Scotty question.
Okay, Kat and Wayne, what do you think?
Actually, maybe we should wait until Wayne comes back for that.
All right, so for Kat,
sorry,
I posted some of my favorite images from like Father Daughter in the comic Unoverse on Discord. Can you comment on, and if you want to go to our Discord, go to check out comicfrontline.com. There's a link for the Discord over there on the creation of the 3 images. So Kat, you had that up? You had that?
Yeah, I believe it's the 2 cover. Let me see. I'll look it up. Yeah, Discord, unless it was a different image. On the comic Unoverse, let's see what images he's talking about. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm going here myself.
All right, I'm almost there. Yeah, so it looks like the images is the comic girl image that we had from the last Kickstarter, issue 2's cover, and the trade cover. So the question was, I posted some of my favorite images. Can you comment on the creation of 3 images? Yeah. So the comic girl one, great artist, a friend of the podcast for DCTV.
She does some great Supergirl stuff and all that too.
Yeah, and she just had an IDW variant cover come out today. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
nice.
So she's got a lot of cool stuff, and I have to give a shout out. She didn't ask for any money to do that, so it was really just for a favor, and I 100% appreciated that so much. And she did a print, and it's beautiful, and it's on the wall. So go check out her stuff. Go check out her Twitter.
Yeah, I was her like ink. Pencils, ink, and colors, right?
Yeah, she did all of it.
Okay.
Yeah, she did all of it, and she read the books, and she did the personalities. I didn't say anything. I was just like, hey, can you do this? Could you just like come up with a cool idea? And that's what she ended up coming up with. Let me see if I can find her. I want to find her Twitter. Oh, I retweeted her today, so that works. When she had the variant cover, I retweeted it. So I want to get her Twitter, so definitely follow her. Let's see. Yeah, Sarah Girl, so with the K as well. Beautiful stuff. And then our trade cover. Oh, and I was gonna put it in Discord. No, I'm gonna put it in this comments. Hi, Tico. I'll answer you in a second. And Tico, I'm gonna at you for our Kickstarter if you haven't checked it out yet, and I'm gonna get to that comment in a second. So here, Tico, if you haven't checked out our Kickstarter, issue 5 is part of this. So you can get issue 5 as well. Yeah, so the other one is from DC. He did our trade cover, and honestly, the way we came up with this is that we had a variant cover for the last campaign from Odyssey Art, who does a lot of DC stuff as well, very really realistic covers. So we had him do a cover, and Sean said, I kind of want a similar type of cover for our trade. And he was just going to have Invulnerable, I think, Invulnerable and Casey. I said, no, let's have Steph and West too. I think it would be kind of fun to have them on. So that's how that cover came to be. So we got to see the Half-Lives, and I thought that was cool. And then issue 2, this is more for Wayne. How did you come up with the issue 2 cover with the vulnerable background?
Oh man, yeah, that was a good one. I remember reading the story, and it just kind of hit me. When I read the issue, the whole idea that Casey really did not want to become her father totally hit me. So I was like, the idea of her shadow being her dad, and trying to get out and escape from that shadow of who her dad was and never wanting to be that, was kind of like a torment. And it just hit me that her shadow being her dad would just totally fit her character, what she was going through in that issue. And that just hit me, I want to say like around page 15 as I was reading the script. It just kind of popped in my head. And it's amazing sometimes when you're reading a script, because all you get are the words, you have no images, and everything's in your head. And sometimes things will go in there and you're just like, no, ooh. And that was one of my ooh moments when that one hit.
Yeah, it's a great cover.
Yeah, I love all the nuances of all 3 of these images, because if you look at the Comic Girl one, you see how much Invulnerable is enjoying racing with his daughter, and how much Casey's like, oh, like she just does not want to be there, or she's determined even to like make sure she's better than him, and Invulnerable is just like so happy and proud. Wes looks completely like shocked, like he's in awe, while Stephanie is just like the cheerleader of them, So,
yeah, I think he captured their personalities well, all 4 of them.
The trade, I love that it's like Casey divided into her 2 worlds, the world with her being a superhero with Invulnerable, and then her real world with her and her friends, So I love that. And then Wayne's, I always loved it because yes, she's in the shadow of her father, but then you also had the father looking over her shoulder in the poster.
Yeah.
Like he's looking directly at her. He's looking directly at her, so it's like he's watching over her shoulder, protecting her from afar. So I like that symbolism there.
Yeah, I remember reading that, and that was one of the things I'm thinking the issue where he was. That's when he sent his brother Robert to kind of spy on her. Yeah. I think that was issue 2, right?
Yeah, issue 2, I believe. Detective Strong, which we're going to see a little bit more of him in this arc, but the next coming arc, we'll hopefully see more of him. He definitely has more stuff in the plot. I don't know which issues he's going to show up in, but he'll definitely be in this next coming arc, though. Just not as big as maybe he will in future issues. So, but he's a cool character. He's cool. And also you need law enforcement in these books, and it's cool that Jim has like a brother and somebody he could trust. He's not totally alone, because he does have Strong as well. That was a good question though. And Tico says, you gave me a free copy signed by you at Fort Hamilton Comic-Con of this first story. I still have it as well. Wow. I'm really glad that we were able to meet at that Comic-Con. And thank you for coming on here. I hope you enjoyed the story. We're continuing on, so hopefully you get to check out the Kickstarter as well.
Yeah, the trade is a great way. If you have the first issue, the trade is a great way to not only read that first issue, but the rest of the 3 issues that came out, plus the annual, plus the little short stories and the mini comic books, and you get the day off, right? Or off day is called.
Yeah, off day.
Off day. You get the web comic stuff. It's a really great value for it. You're getting a lot of stuff in there, and then you're getting also, if you're back at digital, you get the digital versions of these. If you get back at the physical, you get the physical version of these. You also get the issue number 5, which continues the story from the trade. So it's really cool.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff. I saw a comment from Justin. We'll go back to Scotty's last comment. That was from both of us. But Justin says, I wonder if she'd watch Riverdale. Casey? Yeah, I think she watched that like soapy type stuff. I think, but yeah, because I don't think she'd know it's based on the comics. I think she'd watch Riverdale. That's a good one though. So
a lot of angst in there too. So
yeah, a lot of angstiness.
I think she like Jughead in there.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
she's got the whole, rebelling against the father stuff.
True.
His father left on, I think she can relate to Jughead in Riverdale. Big time.
I agree.
And, they both have a relationship with people that most people may not like,
Yeah.
Because, Betty's kind of bat crap crazy. And her boyfriend is a douche. So,
yeah.
Like, they can definitely relate to each other. But here's a question for both you and Kat, Wayne. Kat and Wayne, what do you think makes issue 5 stand out or special compared to the preceding books?
Oh, and also I want to, before we answer that, Creative Experiments, congrats on your Kickstarter. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. If you haven't checked out the Kickstarter, I'm gonna again put a link there, and I'll at you so you could check it out. Thank you for coming on. Really appreciate that. So yeah, going back to the question. I think it's what we've been saying is that we really truly worked with each other for this issue, page by page, and that was very special. And also, there's one of the biggest reveals in this one, so that's another reason, which we won't go into it too far, but the page, that was actually the page that we debated on the most, which is really interesting. That's one we really went back and forth on. It's like, oh, I want this, no, it has to be this and that, because it's a really big page. So, yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. And I think this issue has it all. That was something I think we were saying in the last Q&A where Wayne wasn't on, but for that part. And I really, it has humor, it has action, and it has twists, and it has drama. So I really think it has it all in this one.
I agree. I think the one thing I love about this last issue was the way we got to tell the story together, because of our open communication we had on this issue, which was unlike any of the issue we've done before. We just went back and forth. She pretty much saw and worked with me panel by panel. It wasn't page by, we were down. I showed her my breakdowns, which is basically panel by panel what's going on. I didn't even have pages put together. She saw what I had sketched out. And she was like, I like this, I don't like that, I like this. So,
and we added even dialogue throughout too. There were some parts like, oh, it needs to be there and there. So it was really cool though. We really got to add a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and there was a scene, as Kat has already said, where I was like, no, we have to do more to this. I sometimes I wonder, Kat, if you even like Invulnerable. I don't even think you do.
I love Invulnerable. I agree. There was a scene.
She loves to hurt Invulnerable.
I do.
That's what she loves.
I think she does.
Torturing it.
Yes.
I love torturing it.
I want to know, did Kat like peel off legs of like spiders as a kid or something? Because she's just torturing this guy.
I did not. Me and my brother tried to have cure the insects. We used to bring them in, and once there was a termite that my grandma thought was a termite, and she flushed it down the toilet, and we already gave it a name and everything. It was no, Chester, don't go down the toilet.
You gave a name to a termite?
Yeah, and then also when I was a kid,
I had a name. I have to know.
Chester, and then I had an imaginary friend, which wasn't really imaginary, which was a fly called Pool. And because I found the fly by the pool, and I remember. I remember when there was a fly in the house, I would say, "Oh, Pool's back," and then my brother would kill it, and I said, "Nah, that wasn't Pool. That was Pool's evil twin. Pool's in Las Vegas, playing the slots right now."
Flies have a lifespan of like 3 days, right?
No, I didn't know that as a kid. I was just like, "That's Pool," and this would be years. I'd be like, "Oh, that's Pool. No, that wasn't Pool. That was his evil twin. I'm so glad you killed him. Pool just called me from Las Vegas." And he's so happy he died.
Wow.
It's so funny that your brother, who was like the same exact age as you, was like so onto it that he was able to like trick you.
You want to hear what's so funny? I had another imaginary friend. Me and Alex always talk about this. And I had imaginary friends called Pity and Whistle. And I never said what they looked like at all. And then my brother, like, he knew they were the Salt and Pepper Shakers from Blue's Clues. I never said that. He said they were the Salt and Pepper Shakers. I'm like, I never told you that. They must have been real. They must have been real.
Wow.
And it's just like twins, you know?
Yeah.
I literally never told him that. So it's so interesting that he knew about that. We recently talked about that. So I had a lot of imaginary friends growing up, which is why I'm a writer.
But to get back to what I was saying.
Back to it.
Yeah.
You know how we came
5.
to that? We came to that because Jay was saying I pulled legs of flies. But anyway,
yeah. Issue 5. The one thing I love about this issue, I think, is we work together really in a way we have never done before. And we got to make this our story, not just her story. I got to put a little bit of my influence into it.
For sure.
And more action.
Yeah, no, we added more action in this issue, which I agree they needed to be here. And there, this arc is very action heavy. I'll say that. You know, this past arc was very much about the emotions, but we're getting a lot of action with all 4 of them. Actually, we're getting a lot of action with Vulnerable. We're gonna see Stephanie and Wes, you know, get some action as well, and Casey. Casey's gonna use her abilities a bit more. So that's. And
I think one thing I do want to kind of give a little teaser to. An introduction of a new character. Oh
yeah, me and Wayne. I will say when that character was introduced, and you do see him a little bit in issue 4. So that character you do see a little bit of, but we actually see him fully in issue 5, and he's badass. But that character
now know that it's a he.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Well, he looked like a he in that, so I think we're okay with saying that.
He said he.
Yeah,
like Wayne was being very you know, spoiler free. He was like, you know, very generic.
It's not much of a spoiler.
Character. That's like, yeah, and he.
No, it's not much of a spoiler by spoiling his gender. Yeah, but he started out as a different type of character in my mind, at least like, you know, design wise. So it's kind of cool to see what Wayne has given him, and it's going to be in the first couple issues of first couple of pages of issue 5. So it's like the first 3 pages you get to see him and his kind of personality. And it works. It totally works. So it's cool. It's cool to see that.
Yep. And so we actually, it's a lot of cool stuff going on. I love this issue. I can't wait for everybody out there to see it, love it, read it, enjoy it.
Yes.
I have a question now based on Kat's little tangent. Stephanie, you know, has siblings. Wes has siblings.
Never revealed if Wes had siblings.
I thought we did in it. I thought we did that in a previous Q&A. You mentioned.
Nah, he does not have siblings.
Oh, okay. All right.
But Stephanie does. Stephanie does.
Wes, all right, but Wes has, you know, comic books and TV and all that. Oh. Stephanie doesn't like TV. I mean, Casey doesn't like TV. You know, she has no siblings. She's got, you know, her mom. If she had an imaginary friend, what would it be?
Oh man, she definitely had an imaginary friend. Her dad. That's so sad.
Her imaginary friend would be her dad.
Yeah, because she missed him so much. Yeah, right? That's so sad. I'm gonna just go with that answer because that's like the saddest answer you can have. I don't know if she's that creative. Stephanie definitely didn't need them. But obviously, I didn't need imaginary friends. I had a brother, but I guess depends what type of mind you have. Yeah. It's kind of cool. Let's talk about the sibling idea. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, but it's Stephanie's very much Casey's sister in a lot of ways. That's cool. And Wes,
so Wes, since he doesn't have any siblings, then what would his imaginary friend be like?
Oh, like superhero stuff, like, you know, I think he'd be like a superhero. I can
imagine him having like a new one every week or something.
Oh yeah, I think
it would be an alien. Yeah. It would totally be an alien.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, he'll have an alien one week, like, you know, a superhero the next. You know, I think he would like have them visiting him all the time. Like, oh, you know, they're here from, you know, Vulcan, and you know they just went back, and now I have one from.
He definitely had imaginary friends. Casey, I think she would have to. Like I said, she was an only child. I think only children have them.
I just want to say, I think if Wes had an imaginary friend, it would be a Klingon, and he would speak to it in Klingon.
That would be really cool.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
No,
you know, I won't be writing
you would have an imaginary pet Hard. That's what you would have.
Oh man! Now I also wonder if I've never revealed if any of these characters have pets, but I don't know if Wayne likes drawing pets. Do you like drawing animals or not really?
Okay, no, back up. I'm gonna blow all your minds away.
All right, let's hear it.
Wes is gonna have an imaginary friend. It's gonna be a robotic dog. It's K9.
I like
Doctor
that.
Who.
Yeah, I do like that. That makes
Doctor
sense.
Who. Very Doctor Who.
And he would just call Wes Master.
I like that. That's too funny.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, so there's your answer on that.
Targ. This is where a Targ is for Cat, who I know has no idea where a Targ is.
No. Lost on that.
It's a Klingon pet. It's kind of supposed to be like
there you go.
They're supposed to be like dogs.
Villains? Aren't they the villains?
No. They were in the original series, then they became allies in Next Generation. So you can't have so much Star Trek knowledge to know.
Yeah.
I knew a little bit. Let's see. I'm trying to see if we have more questions. Yeah, Scotty had another question. Two questions.
Okay, so Kat, sticking with the theme of last time's show, comic crossovers, how do you think a crossover storyline with indie book Snot Girl would unfold? What world would they be in, Kat? One. And then
I think they would have to go into Snot Girl's world. I don't think well, honestly, because I try not to use for Wayne. Snot Girl is like a very like social media story, and it's very much about like anxiety of social media. So, and it's also like this girl kind of figuring out her sexuality as well. But I don't think it would go well. I don't think they would get any of those characters would like Snot Girl or Cool Girl. I think Casey
they're not social media people.
Yeah, they're not. And that was what I was saying. I don't try to utilize social media and stuff like that because I feel like that's what every adult thinks that teens. I mean, it's true that teens do that, but it's like a crutch. You know, it's just like I must use social media because I don't get teens.
Well, I just think that these teens wouldn't be it. Like I think Wes will go online probably just to look up
like YouTube,
sci-fi and superhero comic book stuff. Do that kind of stuff.
Scrolls through Facebook and Instagram. I don't think she's religious over it. Stephanie, I really don't think you just social media.
She's probably
much.
just listening. When she goes on here, she probably goes on Spotify or something and listens to a playlist. Like that's her thing. Like,
I think they used to watch YouTube videos. I think maybe Casey and Steph watch YouTube videos together, but I think that's the farthest extent, and I don't think they're obsessed by it by any means. It's just like something fun to do. But Snot Girl is all about like the obsession of social media. So, and also like it's also about like the toxic characters. So, and I think Casey would literally like punch, not Lottie. I think she'd punch Cool Girl in the face and be like, "Why are you such a bitch?" She'd be straight
up. What is this you're talking about?
Snot Girl's a comic. It's about
Image, right?
From Image, and it's a book I really like. But it's this like psychological book about this girl who's a social media mogul who, all about her life is like getting fans, and she doesn't have any real relationships with people because all she is this like social media person. And the worst nightmare that she has, and it's true, is that she has allergies, and she doesn't want anyone to know that she has allergies. So, and then there's this girl called Cool Girl who she's obsessed with, and we kind of find out that she really likes her. And Cool Girl's like this total bitch who like allowing her to like be on drugs and not tell her. Yeah, she's a plastic from Mean Girls. That's the best way to put it.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's like put her on mushrooms without saying anything and just like makes her feel bad all the time. She like gave her a mixed drink the other issue just to get her drunk without her knowing type thing. So she's horrible. So I think Casey would just punch her in the face and be like, "You're a bitch." And that's it. I think that's what would happen. I can
totally see that. Well. I could totally see Casey just knocking her right off her feet.
Yeah, I think that's what would end up happening. I don't think it'd go well.
Although listening to this, to kind of put in my head, if I was to pick like a really cool crossover between us and any other character's book, I would actually pick the Powerpuff Girls because I think Casey would just be like wanting to rip those girls to shreds. Don't you like being a superhero? No, you crazy little.
It's like I could punch you, right? Because you left.
Yeah, right. It would be an ultimate battle, right? The Powerpuff Girls versus KC. It would be great. I think my money would be on KC. Actually, it would be.
Oh yeah, no, KC would beat them up.
That's something that Kat made me watch.
It's fun. It's a fun show. I love it. But Casey wouldn't. Casey would hate it. Stephanie, I think, would have a lot of fun. I think Stephanie would like Bubbles a lot. They would be besties. And then Wes and Blossom, I would say. Blossom and Wes would be a lot of fun.
I think Blossom would have a crush on Wes.
Yeah, I could see that. Oh, even though she's in kindergarten, I could still see that.
Because I could already see like Wes looking like a young professor.
I think it'd be interesting if they went into that world. They would also have to be kindergartners. Like they would look like kindergartners. They'd be the Powerpuff Girls.
No, they would look the way they are now. Trapped. It'd be like I Hate Fairyland, where they're trapped in this world with Powerpuff Girls and Mojo Dojos and just like, what the hell? And Wes is the only one who knows what the hell they're all talking about.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, Wes would be, but then I think again, Steph would just be like very chill about it. She'd be like cool. And then Casey would beat him up.
Yeah.
Going on social media.
Yeah.
Going on the social media thing though, if each of the three of them had a Twitter account, who would be one person that they would follow, famous, but it can't be you or anything that has to do with short fuse media or like follow like daughter. It has to be something outside of all that. This way, there's no safe answers for you.
Stephanie would follow Foo Fighters or like Paul McCartney. I think she'd follow. Wes would follow like Marvel comics. Yeah, Eminem. I like that. Eminem. Casey would follow what's his face from Hell's Kitchen?
Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay from Hell's Kitchen. And Invulnerable would follow President Obama. That's what
would Invulnerable do with President Trump?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm not getting too political, but I think about how Casey would react to it more. I don't think it would go well.
I don't think Invulnerable. I think Invulnerable would be like one of those like, like not saying anything about anything. Like I think he'd be not to get political about it. Where Casey would be like, shut the hell up.
Oh yeah, no, Casey wouldn't like if Casey was invited to the White House, she wouldn't go. Like if Vulnerable was invited, I think he would be like he would go.
Where I think Invulnerable would go to show respect for the presidency. Yeah. But then when all the press and everybody's alone, he's just alone with Donald Trump. He goes like, why are you such an effing idiot?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. That would be Invulnerable. Like he would be straight up, be like, hey, what do you think? Casey, I think would be like, no, I'm not going, and she'd make like a big deal about it. So I think that'd be like the differences. But yeah, that was interesting. Yeah. So I think we had another.
Here's a question, Kat, about that. It's a very short one though. Would you be Marvel and have a real president be in the like follow daughter universe, or would you just have like a make believe generic president as for that universe? Like,
this is really hard. I think if we weren't releasing as less frequently as we would like, I would have a real president, because we do go into politics already. Not like for us, it's not obvious. Like we try to be very organic about it. You're definitely going to see in this comic arc we go into politics. And I've said this in the past. Like this story, I wrote before things were going on, but it's very, very now. Yeah. So it's and we tackle those things. So I
would think we would invent our own character.
I would say we invent our own and just say in our comments here again
so it'd be like a PC thing where President so and so, or the president, just the president.
Yeah, I would say that again. Like, I think we'll tackle issues that are going on now, but I don't think we'd have like a real president.
I think we would like totally invent one, like one of the Duck Hunter guys from the Duck Show with the long beard, and it'd be President Wilbur something.
I think
totally better own character.
Just that way the commentary comes across, but it's not totally. Because again, with our book, we want to have social commentary because it's already a social commentary book, but it's not like, oh, I need to talk about this certain topic and this like
It's just something I just thought about when you mentioned politics, because I was like, DC has the habit of like not really doing a current president. Like they're just like the president, or it's like President Ross. When Pete Ross was the president. Like stuff like that. It's like they won't give you like a real president. Where Marvel Comics is like, Obama's the president, so Obama's the president of our book.
Yeah, I will say, I don't know if we'll ever see the president, at least in my mind, but we definitely will see government.
I was thinking of
we'll see the government stuff a lot, which will be interesting.
The scene that popped into my head was the scene from which is included in this, I believe, the Indie Girls comic where Casey's giving that speech. And like all like that type of a scene was in my head. I was just thinking about when you said about meeting the president and all that. I was like maybe getting a presidential medal or something like that. And they were all just like that popped in my head.
It's interesting stuff.
Yeah. So I was just wondering because there is the two worlds where you have like the DC type universe where it's a make believe president, and then Marvel who tends to follow current presidents and has them drawn into their books and all that. So yeah, it was just a little question that popped into my head. But Scotty has a question, and it's I gotta know, who are these soldiers roughing up my guy Invulnerable? They look like nasty folks.
We can't say who they are, but we can say.
Well, you can say who they are.
No.
Yeah, you can.
Spoiler.
You can say.
No.
Listen. You can say read number 5 and you'll find out who they are.
We can say read number 5.
That's what I'm saying. Read number 5 and find out who they are.
Exactly.
So you can say that. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You can say something about them.
There were teases of who they are in the other issues, so pick up the trade. And if you look at the image, there's stuff that's there. It's got to show you who they are. So there's
to put these little things that if you read it, after things are revealed, you're like, oh, now I see what that meant in this issue, and that that cover image or that image right there. There's little things that are in her story that play off later on.
Yeah.
Where she sold it into the story, which again, the cover is one of them. Something from the webcomic was one of them.
There's the webcomic, you'll see it.
Also, if you go to my DeviantArt page, you might see some little insights in the issue 5 from some pages I put up showcasing some of my work for the issue.
Yeah, go check that out. Go check out Wayne's Patreon as well.
So if you want to find out who they are, check out the Kickstarter to back it, and when you get number 5, you'll find out.
You get that answer soon. But we'll say it's revealed in this issue. So it's going to be revealed.
I would never actually say what they are.
No, I know. I thought you were going to say like it was talked about in issue.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking it too. I was like,
did I forget that we revealed?
No, I was going to be like very,
coy.
Like big company, big company. I don't know how they even say it, like how they just like say wait and see, like that type of thing. Like pick up issue 5
in issue 5. You'll get the answer who they are in issue 5. And I will say the whole arc is about.
She tells everybody. She tells you right there who they are.
Yeah,
that's how she answers that question.
And we'll be seeing we'll see more of them this whole arc. So we'll be learning more about them.
Yeah. Although I will say this as not a spoiler alert. This is not a spoiler alert, but you are going to get a little bit of a what at the end of it.
Oh yeah.
I called it. I want to say it. I called it from issue 2.
Really?
Cat knows this. I threw this out. You're like, this is what I'm thinking, and you didn't say a word.
Oh, I get it.
She said nothing to me. To me, she said nothing.
No, I didn't tell Wayne until like issue 4. I did not tell him. I did not tell him this or the issue 8 thing. Now he knows
me nothing. I read it in the script. That's how I learned this stuff.
Well, see,
I
read the screenplay, so that's how I knew about everything. I read the screenplay first, so I already knew.
Yeah, did you? But were you surprised, Jay? When again, this is just teases. You guys don't know, but when you read the issue, you'll know, and you'll know what we're talking about. But Jay, were you shocked about this?
Yeah.
So there you go. And Jay does not get shocked very often, guys. So
I didn't think you were going to go the direction that you were going to go because, everything. But
I just want to say, issue 2, I called it. And I'm happy. I'm like, I called it. I knew it. And she's
I don't think many people will. I really don't think many people will. I'll say the thing that we did, I hid. That's all I'll say. I hid it very well. And I purposely hid it.
I think that's another reason why you and me are so stoked about this issue. Yeah. The ending.
Oh yeah, it's the ending. And again, that was the page that we're in. It's a page. Honestly, I will say, it wasn't supposed to be in this issue. It was originally in issue 6, but I didn't want you guys to wait. So I'm like, actually, it does fit in this issue. So we have the page. It's actually a whole scene that really does it, but it's a page that is the reveal. Yeah. It's that classic comic book, oh my god moment. So
the cliffhanger.
Yeah,
I want to tell everybody I want to give everybody a little clue that won't spoil anything.
Let's hear.
No
spoilers.
Pay attention to Kat. No, pay attention to Kat's likes, what she follows in other medias, and you will get some clues about what's to come in Father Like Daughter. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's a good tease. That's true. I agree with that. I don't think anyone will get that, but
for people who do follow Kat, you could get some insight if you know Kat. It goes by how well you know Kat. You can see what influences you can see in there. She has a certain certain liking for certain type of things, and
I also like twists a lot, so that's something I really like doing. I like giving people twists, so that's something.
I think I'm just going to sit here and drink my beer on that one. Although I will tell you this, Jay, I think the reason why I can adapt so much or sympathize so much with Impossible is because sometimes I think Kat hates me as much as it is because I have no idea what's going on in issue 6 yet.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you know where it's ending up. You know how
I have my ideas what's going on. I have my theories. I know where things are going.
Yeah, no, I know I told you what happened.
But I have no idea what's on paper yet.
No, we're gonna be working on issue 6 real soon. I gave teases already with the issues, but issue 6, we get to see more of Casey's hero side, as something I teased. And I also teased in issue 7, we get to see more Stephanie and Wes's hero side. And then issue 8 is oh my god, what? Change. A lot of stuff happening.
And
so please support our Kickstarter so I can get to draw these things.
Yes, please. We want
I know what's going on.
The more you support it, the faster these things come out. The more people who back it, the more money it makes. It shows that this book is in demand and it needs to be.
And the faster we can start putting these out more closer together and not so far apart.
Or even, again, this is not something I talked about with Sean. This is just something in my mind. What we could do is that the more money we make and the more money we prove to make, we could actually maybe add more issues on the Kickstarter. Yeah. So instead of just doing 1 issue each Kickstarter, we could do maybe 2 issues, 3 issues. That way you can
I like that idea.
Yeah.
So, let's do that.
Yeah, so that'd be great. So you could get them out better because it's still because of short fuse. We're still in there's other creators on the roster.
Yeah.
We thought to wait our turn, but it'd be nice when our turn comes with more content.
I'm just thinking if we're gonna do 1 Kickstarter a year almost, what it is, why don't we just do a whole graphic novel, couple chapters together in one thing?
Which if we have enough fans, because obviously it costs a lot of money to do that production because we need to art and all that and actually create the issues and create the graphic novel. But if we have enough people supporting, we can do that, which would be awesome.
Totally.
Because it totally works in a graphic novel.
So shout out Jay, shout out Kat. Come on, people. Get together now. Let's get to 200 and get this thing up to happening that way.
Yeah.
Because the more people who back it, the more money it makes, the more it shows Short Fuse and Sean that, look, people want more Father Like Daughter. So it helps them realize their game plan for the series as a whole.
Yeah. And we're not the only series on the roster, and we have to respect that. So in this indie company, and we don't want to bombard you with 20 Kickstarters at the same time. That wouldn't be fair. So we have to wait our turn, and you should go support all the other awesome comics when they do go on Kickstarter. But again, when it is our turn, we want to give you as much as possible, like we did with this Kickstarter. Issue 5 wasn't originally in the plan, but because you guys supported as much as you could, I was able to prove to Sean that issue 5 could be part of the plan. So you got issue 5 out of the deal as well. So that was a big thing.
Experiments says, cool, I just backed your project. Channel Bad Guy / Horror Show Comics brought me to your channel. Hopefully he does a Kickstarter project too.
That's awesome. He's great. He's great. Yeah, we've known each other since like Comic Vine. So that's cool. So thank you. And thank you for supporting me. I hope you enjoyed the book. And hopefully you could spread the word.
194 backers so far. So that's
194 now?
Yeah, Legistorm just posted it.
Oh wow. So
right.
We got a couple more. Oh,
yeah,
so awesome.
We went on with 190. Then 91 as soon as we got on it. Then it was 92 a little bit after that. So 2 more backers since the last time.
Gabriel, thank you. And
how many more do we need?
I think we need like 4, right?
Yeah,
no, we need 6.
6 more to make 100. Cat is very bad at
more. No, I thought we're at 196 because I was looking at something else, but we're at 194.
Yeah, it's 194.
So we have 6.
Yeah, okay. So we need 6 people.
And yeah, Isaac just backed up, who I believe was the creative experience, and Gabriel, who just backed up. So thank you so much 2 minutes ago. So that's awesome. So we're 6 backers away.
Yeah. So come on.
Stuff.
We can do this. And that's cool that so far we got 4 backers during the show. So during the show, 4 backers have done it. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Let's see.
I think we had a comment from Scotty, I think. And definitely ask more questions if you guys can, especially about issue 5. We'd love to talk about it. That's too much.
You can ask us anything. I'm on my 2nd beer, so I'm pretty good to go.
Sky says, you guys should have a crazy brainstorming session when you lock yourselves in a room from 1 a.m. to 6 in the morning and eat pizza, drink beer, have donuts, and think ideas for 5 years.
Oh, my God.
Well, that would be impossible because I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She's in New York.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's going to do a Comic-Con together.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? I would blow the roof. I would get you so drunk. I would get you so drunk. I am a party animal. Get me away from my wife and kids. Oh, baby. It's party time. I'll probably be running around the city naked in cowboy boots, like in that scene.
I would also not know Wayne.
And Kat would not flinch because she lives in New York with the naked cowboy. So
that's true. Like,
this is day-to-day basis for me.
It honestly is true.
This is the subway ride for me.
Yeah, I would probably be like the underwear guy in Times Square with cowboy boots, a hat, and like the spandex.
There's a naked cat.
I would probably get pretty close with him.
They're not actually naked. He's like he's in New York City that run around, but he's not actually naked. He's just semi-naked. But that's New York. Wayne will be a streaker. Yeah. So any more questions? Jay, do you have any questions? Oh, Jay left us. What? Oh my God, Jay just left. Yeah, Creative Experiments says, I think it's working. The number's going up. Yeah, we're so excited. I really hope we can hit the 200. Yeah. I think we can. I really think we can. It'd be awesome if we get even more than 200. Just to get as many people as possible. 200 is amazing, though. That was my goal for this, was 200. So I hope we get there. I really do. Or just please spread the word to your friends. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. If we get over 200, you and I will plan one comic convention where you and I will get together, and these people will see how crazy I am and why my wife does not let me go out by myself.
I'm sure you are. Yeah. Well, one day we're gonna have to plan the convention either way.
This gray hair came from somewhere, people, and you don't want to know the stories behind them.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm the villain.
Yeah, the villain that's actually the reveal. Issue 5, we learned that Wayne is the villain of the story. That's it.
I am. I love bad guys. I'm the bad guy. I love it.
I love the heroes, man. I love the heroes.
I would say, I want to ask a question. I don't know if this is what you guys talk about, because I had to go turn it on TV in my other room because I started to hear Aerosmith and Jimmy Fallon singing "Walk This Way."
Oh, nice.
I had to go turn it down, but I didn't want it to like come up on this. If you had to create a real supervillain, like a full-fledged supervillain, powers, whatever, how would you go about doing it?
I can't answer that because I have too many ideas in my head, so I can't answer that.
I can't answer that because I'm actually working on a project which I'm going to show Kat later on when I get done with the first issue of it. That has that character in it. Nice.
Yeah. All I will say is there are some awesome stories coming up for like Valley Daughter, and my villains are always fleshed out. That's something I'll say too. I think we'll have some corny villains there here and there because me and Wayne like that type of stuff. But that would be like a one-shot villain. Like arc villains, they will be really deep and they're gonna have backstory and they're gonna be more than mustache twirling.
Okay.
Will there be?
You know what? You got me, Jay. You know what? You just reminded me. I've been trying to get Kat to do this.
Oh man!
In this arc, and hopefully, she'll do it in the next one. Fingers crossed. I came up with her with a villain, like this super popular, clique in Casey's school.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you have.
Yes, yes, you remember this. I told you about this. We got to do this. It'd be great. And one of the clique girls just hates Casey for her blonde hair and her curly locks and all this crap. And, because she's so pretty or whatever the high school clique crap is these days. Who knows? She's got the perfect iPod. Who cares? But she becomes like an arch nemesis, like a Lex Luthor to Casey.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to say it's not in the cards right now, but it's definitely a good idea. We'll have to see if we could do that one.
I would
a very good idea.
Love it. I would love it. I just think it would be perfect. Like this little prep school girl who becomes like a horrible villain. I love it.
It would be a fun I'll say we'll explore more of the high school soon. So that's going to be fun. She's not there yet, that villain, but you never know.
Yeah.
What was going to be your question, Jay? Sorry. What was your question for before?
Yeah, I was going to say, would you have like a Iron Gates type prison for them, or like because you talked about multiple villains, how they'll be. Would there be a special prison for them or something like that?
I will say it wouldn't have I can't say anything.
Okay.
I will say prisons might be referenced somewhere down the line.
I'm trying to get the people some information out there. I'm trying to be there for you people.
I know. I can't say anything more than that. I can only say they could be referenced.
I think me and Jay can speak for the people when we say we wish you would give us more information.
Yeah. I know. I'm sorry, but I
tried to get things out of her. I did give.
Me too. I can't get nothing out of her. Her lips are sealed. I
wanted to say I'm teasing.
Well, last show we did do something special for everyone. Kat gave a little nugget.
Yeah, I gave a line from each issue. Yeah.
To the upcoming issues up to issue 10. So she gave like the first line, I believe it was, for each one.
Yeah, it was the first line. I think one of them I couldn't give the first line, so I scrolled down.
So you found one a little bit later, and then she also gave a little nugget about the issue. So check out that one. That one was over on Comic Frontline.
It was like the last couple of minutes of it. So
was this last week?
Yeah, last week. So when
it was after you left. It was after you left.
My God, I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we done it for issue 4. We did it. I got Kat to give a little bit something about each issue. So this time I was like, why don't you also throw in a line about like from each issue? Because she's like, I wrote the issue 10's already written and all this. I was like, well then why don't you just give everybody a little line? And she gave them like either the opening line, or if that was too much of a spoiler, she gave them a line from within the very beginning of the comic book. That would be
what did you do? Did you use like thumb screws on her or something?
They really weren't that spoiler heavy, the lines. That's why they were.
Yeah, it was just little things like What was the one?
One I thought was really good. That didn't sound good. That was one. That didn't sound good. It was a really good tease. But one was like, "What's going on?" Like they were just like stupid lines. They weren't like they weren't big lines.
Just little lines, but they give you an indication of of the tone of the book. I think a little bit, like like what's going on. It gives you.
I think you see.
Gets your mind wondering.
It's gonna get very intense. I think you're gonna see. I'm gonna say after this issue, you're not gonna be able to breathe. I feel there's so much intensity as it goes along. So it's good stuff. Good stuff coming up. Yeah. So I guess let's see. We'll go on for another like 10 minutes. So if you guys have any last minute questions, you guys could ask. Go for it. And Jake asks his last minute questions as well.
Yeah.
Come on, Scotty. I know you're out there.
And thank you guys all for supporting this Kickstarter while we're on. That was really cool, especially for our last little Q&A for now. Because when the trade comes out, we'll do something, and when issue 5 comes out, we'll do something as well. So
it'll be really cool. We get to 200 during the show.
Oh, that would be cool. I don't know if we'll make it then, but that would be awesome.
You do it, Wayne will drink a whole bottle of beer straight.
Even if we don't, he still will.
And then he'll just run around in cowboy boots.
Yeah, I will. Trust me. Give me a couple of beers. I'll be a little bit of scotch. I'm out there. I don't care. I'm fine. Away from my family. Away from my family. Around my family, I'm a different person. Around my family, I'm a completely different person. My kids, I got 4 kids, so trust me.
With his family is Wayne E. Brown.
What?
Outside of his, you're with your middle initial. Then outside of his family, he's just Wayne.
True.
It's like he's the full name. He's the full name with his family. The proper gentleman. And then outside of his family, he's just Wayne.
Wild Wayne.
I am Wayne. Trust me. I'm all the Waynes. Actually, my great-grandmother named me after John Wayne, which is how I got the name.
I could see that.
She should have been Marion.
What's that? Yeah, his real name was Marion. You're right. Yeah. But
my dad loved John Wayne. I grew up on
him. But she was one of the toughest ladies you would have. She lived to be 105. She had no teeth. And she chewed hard plug tobacco.
No, that's sometimes the way to go.
Like the leather belt stuff that you got to cut apart with a knife in order to chew it. And she had no teeth. I still, to this day, don't understand how she did that. But every one of us great-grandkids and grandkids every one of us, she would do this too. Want some of Grandma's bubble gum? Don't take any of Grandma's bubble gum. Oh, my God. She would get us all so sick. And she'd sit back chewing on her tobacco, laughing her butt off as we're, like, throwing up. Because it's so nasty. It was horrible. But I love that old woman. I don't know why. But, no, she was a tough lady, and I loved her to death. She really took good care of me and the whole family. And everybody in our family loved her. She was the monarch of our family. But that's how I got the name Wayne. She just told my dad and my mom, no, his name is going to be Wayne. And my dad was just like, well, you heard her.
Can't argue. You can't argue with the matriarch.
You don't know. Even my mom was like, yeah, but what? No, you heard her. She said, Wayne, it's Wayne.
That was my grandma. Not the tobacco chewing stuff, but she was like, no one crossed her. And if you happen to be dumb enough to cross her, you actually got a hockey stick upside your head. She had a hockey stick, a literal hockey stick. One of our hockey sticks, because I played hockey as a kid. My grandma had one of my old hockey sticks up against the wall. If anybody got cross with her, she would whack you with the hockey stick. I never got one, but I know people who like pissed her off if she went after them with hockey.
It's the wooden spoon story.
Oh no,
I got even worse.
Spoon were too small.
I got you even worse. My great grandmother Della, the one who named me, had one of those old-fashioned hickory knives, butcher knives, and I'm talking like a like the Jim Bowie knives, like in the Rambo movies, that kind of freaking knife. And she chopped up chicken and lamb and whatever she had in her farm, butchered everything with this knife. she would pick that knife up. I'll cut your heart out with this. You're like, yes, ma'am. What you want me to do?
Oh,
with
God.
that, kick Satan's ass. You got it. It's done. Yes, ma'am. Just put that knife down. I'll do whatever you want, Grandma. That you ticked her off. She picked up that knife. You were just like on one knee, kneeling down, going, "Yes, my Majesty. What can I do for you?"
Of course, God.
You were like Darth Vader to the Emperor. It's like, "Yes, my master."
Oh my God. We got a question from Scotty. So Jay, you want to ask that one?
Yeah. Let me get that up. Guy says, for Kat, I know you're a fan of Batman. What are some parallels you can draw between them and Casey and Invulnerable? I love the little just real fast before Kat does it. I love the little prints that were giving out. I think it was like either their second Kickstarter.
Maybe. I know you're the advice.
The Invulnerable Batman and Invincible little Vice post prints. They're hilarious. You got Damian, Casey, and Invincible, which is both of these are on my wall. And then you have Invulnerable Batman and Omni-Man. I just love them. They're like the best. They're just like the funniest thing because they're true and they fit all the characters involved in it. So go ahead, Kat, answer the question. Sorry, just had to, when he said Batman and them, I had to mention it was.
Yeah, no, I think that's honestly the answer is that, I think the relationship between Batman and Damian could be interestingly, there's parts of it I think you could do with Invulnerable and Casey. What else? I don't think there's a lot because I think Invulnerable is so much like Superman. It's the complete opposite of what Batman is. So I'll say I think Invulnerable is a bad detective. So again, like that'd be the complete opposite. I think Casey would be a medium detective. Like she's okay at it. I think Stephanie is going to be a very good detective. Like I think she's very good at placing things, and Wes will be able to give the information, or Stephanie will be able to piece it together, and then Casey will beat up whatever she needs to beat up. I think that'll be the dynamic. That'll be the closest, I guess, to Batman, but detective work. That was a good question, though.
Yeah.
No, I got one for you, Jay. I actually had this idea of a DC story where Damian and John create a prank war between Batman and Superman.
Kat does not like John. Kat does not like John. She has no.
You don't like John?
I have some shared words about him.
She should not say repeat. I'm going to take out my headphones so I don't have to hear the foul stuff that she said about him. A 10-year-old boy, remember?
That's the son of Superman. What the hell? 10 years old.
I'll write
it in the chat. Say what you said.
I'll write it in the chat. We'll keep it clean here.
But anyway, I had they would do a prank war between. They started a prank war between.
That's what I said, Wayne, about John.
Where basically Damian and John replaced the Batmobile with like a Toyota Corolla.
I would love that. See, I
would love drawing that. That would be hilarious.
Would Casey rat them out?
Oh yeah.
No, because she hates John.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I think Casey would rat him out.
Kat has no soul. I keep telling people that. That's why she likes.
Wait. You like Damian?
I like Damian more than John.
Because Damian has no soul at the time.
Yeah, he's like a little demon from hell. Well, literally.
He's literally a demon.
I like the layers of Damian with the right person writing him. I think John's a little just too straight-laced for me.
Oh my God, he's Kansas boy. Come on.
I don't like it. I don't like him. Not yet. He needs to rebel a little bit. I'm sorry.
I'm sure he will when he gets older. He's only like
he's like 10 or 12. Yeah, he's 10. And that's what's so great about the relationship is that Damian's making him rebel a little bit more.
But I think for me it's so forced.
And he's making Damian a little bit more normal. Like he's bringing the normal to Damian and Damian's bringing the crazy to John. And that's what's great about their friendship.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Oh, come on. Tell me you can't see Damian getting like John out in big, huge trouble. Wait, that's not already been issues out like that.
I think I would like him more as teenagers. I just don't like him as preteens. You're just like, oh, I just don't like him.
Damian is a teenager. John is a teenager.
13 does not count. I'm sorry.
13 is literally a teenager.
Oh, 13 doesn't count.
I think she likes Damian because she knows that when they become teenagers, Damian would get John laid.
That's true. That is true. Damian is definitely a good one.
I don't know. I don't think Damian would, because I think he would be like, it makes no sense to do that. It's all about training and
I think Damian
totally would corrupt John.
Damian would give him the door, but I think John wouldn't open the door. I think that'd be the best way. I think he'd give him the door, but he wouldn't open the door to do so.
No, Damian would be in the doorway going, "Come on, John, try it out.
You're a man.
You're a man."
Can't join the Teen Titans.
Yeah, I want to see Teen Damian and John. This is the stuff I want to see. I don't like.
Yeah, but you're gonna see Batman behind Damian smacking him on the back of the head like, "You little bastard."
But then he'd be like, "Go, Damian." Awake. Yeah. All right. Let's go. Like 2 more questions for Jay.
Yeah.
2 more.
Yeah.
Scotty has a question for Wayne.
Oh, cool. Okay.
If you could have dinner with 2 of the 4 main characters in like Father Like Daughter, which 2 would you choose? Well, we all know one's going to be invulnerable.
And we all know Casey is part of it, so it's probably going to be Wes.
I would love to have dinner with invulnerable, and believe it or not, Casey.
Really?
I love the tension between them.
That'd be the most awkward dinner.
I know. I love that.
And Wayne would be sitting there drinking and just having fun watching them go.
But I'm ominous, I'm like God. Like I know what the story's behind us. I'll be like, so what'd you do in school today, Casey? Tell your dad.
Oh God.
How was that daddy-daughter dance?
I would like to see all 4 of them. Yeah, right? That's so sad.
Yeah. Oh, come on. You know when Bonner would show up to a dad-daughter dance, and Casey would be like, get the hell out of here.
Oh, yeah. No, if it was like a current daddy-daughter dance, she'd be like, no, it's not happening. But if it was like, little 13-year-old Casey, Casey wouldn't show up. I guess she just wouldn't go.
Little 9-year-old Casey would.
I think Stephanie's dad would like help her out. She'd be like, all right, let's go. Let's all let's the 2 of us go. I think that'd be nice. I think he would take them. That'd be nice. That's a good question. I don't think I would want that. Jay would know this reference, but it'd be like Thanksgiving that I had like 2 years ago. So
it'd be like a bad Woody Allen movie.
Yeah, that's a good example as well.
I would actually pick Invulnerable and West just because it would be like geek out time.
Yeah, it'd be geek out.
It'd be like just forget everything. It would be like we'll just sit there just geek out. Like me and Wes would be just it would probably be insufferable for Invulnerable. He'd be like, oh my gosh, shut these 2 the hell up.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm
would be like cursing and drinking by the time we're done with him.
I think
it would be more fun with Invulnerable and Casey.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because it would be more fun just to see him trying to make peace and her just like, are you serious?
Well, you saw the diner scene. It was pretty awkward. Wes didn't even get to order his food. That's how awkward it was.
Yeah, I know.
So I love that scene. I don't think a lot of people picked up on that.
I did too, yeah.
There's that joke where so the waitress is so awkward. She's like, well, I'm going to get out of here. And Wes doesn't even get to order his hamburger. But really, they don't even get to eat the food because, like, Stephanie had, like, a bite of that burger. I feel bad for Jim, for Vulnerable. He had to pay for that burger, and they hardly ate it. They talked. They're like, we're not going to finish dinner. We're not going to finish lunch. We're just going to go.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It makes up for all the hamburgers he didn't buy her over those years.
That's true. That's true.
Although I did like what happened afterwards at the orphanage where Vulnerable grew up in issue 4. That was awesome.
The issue 4
really
is
good.
awesome. It's a good issue.
Yeah, it was. I liked drawing that. I had fun with that one.
Yeah, old lady. The old lady for us is she's supposed to be like the Aunt May and like Martha Kent, but obviously she's not. So that was kind of a cool twist to play. Yeah,
and she's back in issue 5.
He is back in issue 5. We could say in a park. I think that's the best place to say where old lady will be is in a park. So she's in a park.
Yeah. Old lady in a park feeding birds. I don't know. Did we have her feeding birds? I forget.
I know birds appeared. I know there was birds in it, but I don't know if she's feeding them. I hope she is. I'll have to look back.
Here's a little a question based on previous Q&As and stuff like that. Because I know Wayne has a desire to write an vulnerable story before this story takes place.
Yeah.
He has a desire to do that. Where would that story begin? And where would that story end?
I know that Wayne wants it in like the 90s. I think it'd be more interesting to see it when he left Casey, like his first days as a superhero, like without his family and like how he's dealing with that. That's what I would do. And I guess that would be, because it's always going to change, because who knows when we're going to publish the story. But from this time period, that would be, I guess, like 8 years ago. So it'd be 2010, which wasn't that long ago. So it's just like, which is weird to think about. Yeah, it'd be like 2010. It wouldn't look very different, the world. It'd just be, vulnerable interacting in the modern world. But again, with, him leaving his family and all that. So dealing with those stuff. Yeah, that's a cool question. I mean, 90s Invulnerable would be fun too. Maybe we could see all different decades, but he wouldn't be able to have a suit. He wouldn't be able to be like a superhero. It'd just be like Jim doing stuff. So
for me, it would be back when he was still kind of in the foster house with Robert, his half brother, like the guy he considers his brother. And like my idea, I guess I could talk about it because I don't know if we'll ever do it. My idea was like he's living there with Robert, and he goes out trying to being a superhero because he knows he has these powers, but he tries to keep it a secret with an actual mask and everything back in the old days. And Robert finds out, and like the only one who knows about it is like, seriously, you think you can fool me? I live with you, man. I'm in the same room with you, dummy.
That's a fun one. I think it'd be cool to see more of their friendship because we don't really get to see it here because, again, it's so much about Casey. So I think it would be kind of cool to see Strong and his friendship because it's a cool bond.
I think for me, it would be a cool thing to see because it would see him trying to become a hero and also getting into his mind why he left Casey in the first place.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because remember, he grew up in a foster house with no family. He's trying to make it up, and he's in this situation where he's trying to figure out being a hero and all this. And how that fits in with the family. That's kind of a difficult kind of a thing. And here's a young guy trying to figure out what all that is on his own because there's nobody to teach him. There's no Alfred. There's no Aunt May. There's just him by himself with like a foster brother and a foster care system kind of outside of everything. There's no real family unit.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's good. Scotty asked another question, Jen.
Yeah. Kat and Jay did Runaways and like Father Like Daughter last show. Do you have enough juice left in the tank tonight to see who would be the like Father Like Daughter favorite Power Ranger characters?
That's fun.
Wes would be Jason.
Yeah, Wes I think would. I also think Invulnerable would be Jason.
Yeah.
I think.
Or Invulnerable. Wes might even like Zordon actually too. He's the all-knowing, cosmic entity.
Yeah, that's good. Stephanie, I think would like Kimberly. I think. And Casey wouldn't like any Power Ranger. I just don't think she would like the Power Rangers. I don't think she'd like Bulk. I don't think she'd like any of them. I think she'd be like, oh, I don't like the Power Rangers. I don't like superheroes. So I don't think Casey would like any of them. That was a good one. And also Legends Axe. How about a spin-off comic series called Invulnerable 1990? I'm sure Wayne would have a fun time with that.
I would love going like total Todd McFarlane and even Rob Liefeld art-wise with their costumes and everything. Like weird bandanas of like full of pockets and stuff on their legs and calves and like weird stuff. That would be awesome. I would love doing that. 90s version Invulnerable, that'd be great.
Oh man, you never know. You never know in some regards.
I'm gonna get Kat drunk to agree to this. I would have to get her drunk to agree.
But then I would disagree, and then when I'm not drunk, I'll be like,
no. And then have you sign the contract that was
yes, exactly,
unbreakable contract.
Right. You agreed to it last night at the bar, at the strip club. I got it from you.
It was notarized. Oh yeah, and by the way, you got a tattoo.
Oh yeah, I got that tattoo.
And I got a Polaroid of you with the stripper on the pole. So you're gonna do it.
Oh, that was crazy night, man.
Yeah, but no, not really for me. That's tame.
That's Tuesday.
That's Tuesday.
It used to be.
Here's the thing, though. Would Invulnerable, because I know his suit design was based off of Superman. His cat was like, give him something very Superman-like. Mm-hmm. Would Invulnerable have ever wore the trunks?
Oh man, no, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Cat just said that to kill me a little.
I think honestly, I don't think his costume has changed that much over the years.
Yeah, he probably seems like, I don't need a new.
Yeah, I don't see him being the type of person. I need a new costume. Yeah, I don't think so. That's it. I mean, costumes are fun. I will say, and we've announced this in the webcomic, Wes is a sewer, and one thing he has done, and I think I revealed this in the TV script, but I'll say it here. Wes has, no, I didn't. No, I can't say it here. It's not the TV script. It's an upcoming comic script. I can't say it here. All right, it's a little.
Well, we know that Wes is
yeah, I'll say it here. Wes has a blog. He had a whole month dedicated to invulnerable costumes. he just wrote. He's like, this is my favorite costume. He's just like, this is perfect. God. So Wes knows how to sew. He's been thinking about costumes a lot.
Well, yeah, he's a geek, and
Wait a minute. Are you telling me now that Wes has like a whole cosplay closet?
I don't think he's a cosplayer, but
well, he definitely is sort of a cosplayer.
I think he
He was introduced. We were introduced to Wes when he was literally cosplaying the 10th Doctor. Oh, wait,
that's
the 9th.
True. That is true. So I guess he is a cosplayer. I don't know how hardcore.
No, the 10th Doctor. I was right. I don't know why I said the 9th Doctor. It was the 10th Doctor.
Yeah, there you go. So Wes is a cosplayer. Didn't even notice it, and I guess he sews his own costumes. He likes it.
I mean, I'm not sure like how dedicated he is, but he definitely has some cosplay stuff.
That's true. That is true.
Although, if we do a comic book with Casey, Steph, and Wes going to a comic book convention, we would find out, right?
Yeah, he has to cosplay.
I will say, and again, I wrote the issue. He's not in the cosplay, but cosplay is very much a big theme in it.
Oh, of course.
A big theme in it. And
well, he can just do this.
I'll say Casey is very confused when she goes to this comic con. Like, what the hell is going on? I
think Wes would be a cosplay, but he wouldn't even like realize it's a cosplay. Nobody would realize it. Like, none of his friends, like Stephanie and Casey, wouldn't realize that he's cosplaying because he would be as the 10th Doctor, and they wouldn't realize. That's just Wes, I'll
be waiting. He has to draw that. I will say there's one thing that I'll tease. Again, I don't know when this story will happen or even if it will be printed, but the tease is that the way that Wes brings Casey and Stephanie to the Comic Con is that he had to get his nails done with Casey and Stephanie and get a manicure. He's like, I got manicure. You're going to Comic-Con.
It was so cool because Wes does have this thing with the Doctor Who. It would be so cool if we saw Stephanie, like even as a print, I can see this. Stephanie and Casey as other doctors, like dressed up as the other doctors, like him being the 10th, and then them being representations, or Stephanie being like the 13th Doctor, and then Casey being the Master or the Mistress, I should say.
Well, actually, I have to interject here because I don't even think Kat even saw this. When I was sketching up some webcomic ideas for the webcomic, Kat, one of them was I actually sketched an idea where Casey and Steph run into the TARDIS, walk in, and there's Wes as the Doctor.
Oh, that's fun.
I was like, I don't know how to make this work, but I love it.
Well, now you got to get them all in Doctor Who stuff. I think Casey should just not be in Doctor Who anything, and then it's like Stephanie and Wes doing Doctor Who stuff. Casey's like, what the hell is this? We always I can't. Oh man, I can't even reveal this stuff. No, I can't. Never mind.
Well, no, Casey, because my idea was with Casey be like, it's so much bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
She has like no idea what that is. That whole reference would be. And Steph is just like, oh, really? You're that kind of person? Come on.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah. So we have a lot of ideas. So
I could never make it work as a story because it was just like maybe 1 or 2 pages long of them walking into like, what is this? And Steph's just like, come on, we got to get it in here.
I think it'd be a cool
like, wow, it's huge in here. What is that?
I think it'd be like a cool mini strip. That'd be kind of fun.
That's pretty much all it was. I could not make it fit with anything else we were doing, so I was just like, threw it aside. But you reminded me of that.
That's too funny. See, hopefully we'll get back to the webcomic at some point. But right now, focusing, and again, I think we'll be working on issue 6 after this, so that'll be fun.
I'm waiting. Give it to me.
Yeah. I am gonna, after this Kickstarter is done, the issue 6 will be given. So
I'm ready.
Let me get that going. I think that's a good way to kind of leave off here. So, yeah, so this is our show. And again, we'll definitely have another one, either when the trade comes out. We're going to do like a comic book club. So maybe we'll just like put it as a Q&A. Well, hopefully Wayne could be on for that. And we could do that. And then issue 5, we'll do another Q&A style for this. There's going to be a lot to talk about. There will be spoilers everywhere. You guys are going to have so many questions after that issue. So we'll have the Q&A.
Maybe, hopefully, by the time we get the comic club, like Firelight Daughter Comic Club 1 out, we would have number 5. And,
hopefully,
that would be out already too. So, but yeah, like Firelight Daughter trade, a volume 1 trade paperback will be our comic book club choice for either the month of November or December, depending on when it ships and all that, and when people get them and when they can read them, because we have September's pick already and we have October's pick already slotted, and then so the soonest it would be November, which I think is a good time because give people enough time to read it and stuff like that. So, but we are going to do it because it's been asked by a few people who wanted to know if we would do it. So.
Yeah, excited for that. So, and we have 6 more backers for 200. So hopefully you guys can back it up if you haven't. So thank you guys for coming on. We have all the links in the description and everything. And we'll see you soon. Bye, guys.